We got another derailment in the last couple of days. So this is the second one in Ohio. Norfolk Southern train derailment in Clark County. What we know. Check it out.
Norfolk Southern train derailed in Springfield. That's just north of Dayton. This is caught on dash cam video. The company's second derailment in Ohio in just over a month.
Yeah, almost 30 cars here went off the track Saturday, about 200 miles away from February's derailment in East Palestine. Now, authorities say a Norfolk Southern train was on the way to Birmingham, Alabama from Bellevue, Ohio when it derailed in Springfield. That's in Clark County.
And that's where we find WLWT News 5's Meredith Stutz with what we know so far about the incident. Meredith, a shelter in place was put in overnight, but that has since been cleared.
Well, unlike the Palestine one, this one didn't have anything that blew up or anything.
Here in Springfield, this is as close as we can get to those train tracks before law enforcement has blocked off this part of the road, and beyond that there is where the train tracks are and where that derailment happened. Now, we do know that this train was traveling to Birmingham, Alabama from Bellevue, Ohio. It's about 2 hours from where it derailed here in Springfield, Ohio. Now, we do know that 28 out of 212 cars ended up derailing. We do want to make it clear this morning that we have been told that while that train, a Norfolk Southern train, was carrying hazardous material like liquid propane and ethanol, the company says those cars did not derail, the ones having hazardous material. Officials with
the ones that derail are box cars.
Were on site all day yesterday, stressing there is no risk to the public's safety.
Safety is our number one priority. With this derailment, just like every other derailment, we do a full investigation.
There was no release of any chemical or any hazardous material to the soil, to the air, to the water. We were, of course, tracking that closely.
We heard from Ohio EPA there. Now, it also says that it's monitoring the cleanup, and they also says that one of the crashed cars spilled what's called plastic pellets, but that's not affecting the soil. The crash downed power lines, slowing down first responders over the weekend. It also left more than 1,500 people nearby in the dark. People living within 1,000 feet of the site were also forced to shelter in place. Residents here in the area had mixed reactions.
I believe that they acted pretty fast here. I don't know if it's because of, the fact that there was one just a month ago, or if it's the fact that it's this community. I'm not really for sure about that. But I feel like certain people try to make sure that we're safe, and then you have the people that are involved that are not as transparent.
I assumed that, if it was anything important, I'd probably get wah, wah on my phone.
So you weren't too worried because you weren't getting any kind of alert?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, state officials say that they weren't aware that there was any sort of hazardous material on the train, but also say that's normal, which then takes us to Washington, D.C., where Ohio Senators Sherrod Brown and J.D. Vance say that needs to change and are pushing for bipartisan legislation, especially when it comes to train regulation. Now, as for today, we do expect another update on this derailment later this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Reporting live in Springfield, Meredith Stutz, WLWT News 5.
Meredith, thanks so much. Well, Saturday's wreck is now the fourth Norfolk Southern train derailment in Ohio in the past 5 months.
Back in October, about 20 cars from a 101-car train derailed at an overpass in Sandusky. That train was carrying a wax chemical that hardened on the roadway and then in the sewer system.
And then in November, about 15 cars on a train derailed near Steubenville. That accident spilled garbage across the area.
And of course, just last month, the train carrying toxic chemicals derailed in East Palestine, prompting multiple evacuations, and the cleanup there very much continues. Residents also still nervous about the air and water quality. Now, we have the latest from this most recent train derailment.
The Palestinians call that the bomb train.
In the area over on our website, WLWT.com. Remember, you can get the most recent updates anytime, anywhere on our mobile app.
Oh, God, man. I bet people in Ohio are just, I imagine they're just on edge over the fourth train derailment in the last 5 months, and the second one in just weeks. Wow, absolutely crazy.